Are you guys ready for the fastest 10 minutes in comics? Welcome back to another video. This really popped when I saw it. That to me is a monster increase. Again, this book got hot. This book is ready to go higher.
So let's jump right into it.
We are back today with another statue review from Diamond Select Toys. Without further ado, let's get into the review. What is good, YouTube? This is Lawrence over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles, and thank you guys for joining me for my favorite video of the week. That's right, we're here for the Hot 10 Breakdown, and if you aren't familiar with what I do, I tell you out of the top 10 key collector comics, if I'd be buying these comics at these prices or staying the hell away. But before we get started, guys, like always, I want to remind you, I am giving this awesome Thanos diorama to one lucky subscriber of the channel once we hit 4,000 subs, and I think we're just a little bit over 200 away. So do me a favor, slap the hell out of that subscribe button, tap the crap out of that like button. Let's see if we can get this video out to 200 likes, and stay tuned for the Hot 10 Breakdown of the week. At number 10 this week is a copy of one of my all-time favorite DC keys. It is a copy of Green Lantern number 87 and the first appearance of the new Green Lantern, John Stewart. This is also the second appearance of Guy Gardner, and a CGC 9.0 just sold last week for $1,154, up a whopping 24% over the average. If you guys haven't watched my latest eBay sales video, I told you a 9.8 just sold of this book for only $8,000. The 90-day average is well over $11,000. So if you could find this book at the right grade, I'd definitely be a buyer. And we all know there's a show that's going to be happening on HBO Max very soon featuring these two Green Lanterns. Yes, I'm a buyer of this book if you can get it for the right price. At the 9th spot this week is a copy of Avengers number 10 and the first appearance of Immortus, a variant of Kang the Conqueror, and a CGC 7.5 just sold the prior week for $549, up 3% over the average. We all know Kang is coming, and we all know his variants are coming, and we expect Immortus to be one of them. Am I a buyer of this book right here, right now? Probably not. We already know he's probably going to show up, even though the price is not bad for a Silver Age key. I'd be staying away until we actually get confirmation that he's going to show up, and I'd probably end up buying this book way down the line after all the multiverse saga is said and done. At number 8 this week is a copy of Marvel Premiere number 47 and the first appearance of Scott Lang as the new Ant-Man. And of course, this is the first appearance of his daughter, Cassie Lang. This book has been on the list for a better part of 6 weeks now, and a CGC 9.6 just sold last week for $505, up 9% over the average. Told you guys this a million times. I love this book. I love this cover, but I don't want to spend $500 on a 9.6 copy. Again, you could have this book in a very fine range for about $150 to $200. That's really where I'd like to stay when paying for this book. There's no need to spend $500 on a 9.6 copy. It's just too much money to spend on the first Scott Lang as Ant-Man. At the 7th spot this week, and 14 weeks in a row, it is a copy of Omega Man number 3 and the first appearance of Lobo. Unbelievable that this book is still on this list. And a CGC 9.8 just sold last week for a new record of $458, up 37% over the average. We all know there's a new high. We know that he may be coming to the DCU, possibly played by none other than Jason Momoa. Regardless, guys, I don't want to spend $450 on a 9.8 copy of this one, and you know I only want to own this book in a 9.8. I told you around $300 to $350 is where I was comfortable. The amount of copies out there and the amount of books available for sale right now, I'd definitely be staying away. Coming in at number 6 this week is a copy of Wolverine number 1, the limited series. Again, this book has been on and off the list for the better part of a couple of weeks. This is the first solo appearance of Wolverine in his own title and his incredible Frank Miller artwork. And a CGC 9.6 just sold last week for $375, up 27% over the average. Again, been on the list for a couple of weeks. I told you guys I love this book. I absolutely crazy about this cover, but I don't want to spend $400 on a 9.6 copy. At that point, you might as well buy a 9.8, and at that point, you might as well get an Incredible Hulk number 181, the true first appearance. Again, if you want to own this book in lower grades, I think it's fine. Anywhere over a 9.0, 9.2, that's where you'd want to stick for about $100 to $150. No more than that. Other than that, I'd be staying away. At number 5 this week is a monster key that is back on the list. It is a copy of New Mutants 98 and the first appearance of Deadpool, and a CGC 9.8 just sold the prior week for $1,800, up 11% over the average and tying the high that we had from a few weeks back. Again, I love this book. Another book I only want to own in a 9.8. Absolutely love Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, but regardless, I think there's a cap on this book of around $2,000. I probably wouldn't be buying it right here, right now. Again, wait till after Deadpool shows up. Let's see if this book comes crashing down to earth, and that's when I'd be a buyer, not right now. Coming in at number 4 this week is a copy of The Last of Us, American Dreams #1, the prequel comic series prior to the iconic video game and now a hit TV show, and a CGC 9.8 just sold last week for $1,236, up 8% over the average. You guys know I don't like spending that kind of money on modern books, with a few exceptions. I just think you gotta wait a while, see what happens with this book, and if it ends up dropping down and you want to add it, then that's when I'd be doing it. Right now for me, I just think it's way too much money, too big of a chance, too big of a risk to be buying this book right here, right now. Coming in at number 3 this week is What Else? It is a copy of Booster Gold #1 and the first appearance of Booster Gold. We all know there's a new TV series coming to HBO Max, and a CGC 9.8 just sold last week for a crazy $798, but it gets even crazier. It's up over 103% over the average. Again, this book is really going nuts right now. Again, I love this character. I think he's absolutely phenomenal. One of the funniest characters out there right now, but there's no way in hell I'm spending close to $1,000 on a 9.8 copy of this one. I think it's insanity. A lot of spec, a lot of FOMO going on with this one. Again, I love the book, but I hate the price. At the 2 spot this week is a copy of Batman #655 and the first cameo appearance of Damian Wayne, son of Bruce Wayne, and Talia al Ghul, and a CGC 9.8 just sold last week for $483, up a whopping 132% over the average. Anytime I think we see over 100% increase in just over a week's time, I think it's a good indication that we should be staying away from this book. I love this character. I love this book. One of the few modern age books I am interested in, but you should have owned this book from when it came out, not right now once we got the announcement that he's coming to a future Brave and the Bold movie. Again, I like the book. I don't like the price. Stay away here. There's no way in hell I'm paying that kind of money. And crowning a new #1 this week, it is a copy of Swamp Thing #1 and the first appearance of the new Swamp Thing, Alec Holland, and a CGC 9.2 just sold last week for $700, up 1% since May. Now, I did have a few people reach out to me last week and say, hey, I'd rather own this book than House of Secrets 92. To each his own. I want House of Secrets 92. I think that's the better buy. I think it's more of a classic cover to boot. It's your own decision. Figure out what you like and pick up one of these books. For me, it's HOS 92. That's it for the list this week, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. Again, some new books, some of the same crap we've been seeing, but regardless, a very DC-heavy list. It is now time for my best buy of the week, and I'm going with Green Lantern #87 and the first appearance of John Stewart as the new Green Lantern. Second Guy Gardner as well. I think it's a good buy if you can get one for a decent price. Doesn't have to be a 9.8 or even a 9.0. Just buy this book, keep it in your collection, and let's see what happens. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's Lawrence over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles saying thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon.